Welcome back to PPR Podcast number 209 after a 2-week sabbatical as Bert spent time with the monks
I did.
in Tibet.
Straighten my life out.
Straightened life. You learned Kung Fu.
I did.
You're a Shaolin monks hanging out there. And then you come back and you score us a
I'm
big...
an energy healer, too. I can do a lot of things.
Yeah, I can do something about my lower back 'cause it's killing me. Let's get to our guests because this is a big deal. Remember when we were interviewing this kid and we said, boy, wouldn't it be great if he would come to the Mesa and play football?
Yeah, I was really hoping he did. And he didn't.
And then he didn't, and he went elsewhere.
And then he did again.
But he has seen the errors of his ways. Introductions, Bert.
Mr. Josiah Cox from Lincoln High School and now San Diego State, who's walking around the second we start doing it.
Yeah, geez, Josiah.
Come on.
Can you hear us?
I had to fix the camera.
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, boss man. How about you?
I am well. Thank you for asking. And let's start with the obvious question. You, was it 2 years ago now?
Oh, look, he got some guns now, too. Look at him.
Dude, you're a much bigger human being than the last time we chatted, which I guess is only, you
a couple years
older. But Josiah, could you tell us a little bit about the decision to come back home?
There's no place like home. They're building something great here. Like I said before, the coaches, we're all on the same page, trying to win a championship. And, it's time to bring it back to the city. So.
Well, I was a little disappointed when you didn't pick San Diego State. You went to Arizona State. I don't think we asked you at the time because you were on before that. What made you actually pick Arizona State over, say, San Diego State at the time?
Well, just in that moment, particularly, the coaches that had went to Arizona State, they came from Washington State, and we were really close. Coach Ward and Coach Cooper, and they just made me feel very welcoming and very at home. So those are just two coaches that I really liked and enjoyed. So,
Josiah, when I last talked with you, you were a student athlete. Are you still a student athlete now, or is college football, are you now just professional football light?
Nah, student athlete for sure.
Well, expand.
Shoot, I'm about to go to class after this. After this, I would pack my books, walk down the street, go to class. So, obviously you can't play football if your grades aren't right. So that's first thing foremost.
Well, is that the case anymore? It seems like all the rules have been thrown out. Do you still have to go to class?
Yeah.
Who monitors that?
There's a lot more online classes and things, but if you have class, you better go. We still have class checkers like back in the days, and you better go to class or at least get some good grades,
Well, for your life, it's a good decision.
Yeah. But for life too, obviously, because football doesn't last forever.
No, if it's a fraction of the time you're going to be on this planet is football. You're going to spend a lot more time out of a helmet than in a helmet. So I get the reason why you want to study, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But it seems now in this new world that, you're basically just kind of an employee of the school, and you kind of hang out and go to your football is your major. But that's not the case with you?
Well, I love football. I'm not going to sit here in front like I don't love football, and that's not a big motivator for me. But then again, I have a family, and I want to do something after football. I want to be a personal trainer, so I want to open up my own gym and stuff. So I'm studying kinesiology right now. So hopefully, I could get my kinesiology degree and things like that, and then have a life after football.
Did you wear that shirt today just for us, or do you walk around campus sporting your high school stuff?
Yeah, I got Rip Hive everywhere. Come on now, the best in California on the West Coast.
That's true. So, because I never see kids wear their high school stuff once they go to college. It shows you the culture they have over there.
With all due respect, I would be much more impressed, Josiah, if you had your Silver Pigskin Defensive Player of the Year trophy in the background. That would have been the nice tip of the cap.
That would have been nice too.
Hold on. I have it.
I was hoping he made a pendant out of it or something.
No, did he just leave the interview?
He went to get his trophy. He's got it somewhere. So how have you been? Oh, there you go.
Both of them. I got both of them.
Wow.
Right here.
Bert, get out of the way. Move
Mom, look, remember when I mentioned Mom broke it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, Mom.
It's okay. You know, it still sits up beautiful.
Well, I'll tell you what, get it repaired and I'll pay for it. Send me the invoice.
You know, crazy enough, since that trophy hasn't left Lincoln in 3 years, pretty much. Every year they've had it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you still go to the games? Do you try to get back to, well, I guess you'd be able to now a little bit better, but
yeah. Well, definitely now I'm going to be around supporting more, but my last 2 years, I made it to one game, 2023 after I graduated. That season, I made it to a game. My first year at Arizona State and New Mexico State last year, I made it to a game too. So try to at least make one game.
It's good. The return of you and the return of a new field finally. They get to play at home. It'll be nice this year.
Yeah, you'll be able to walk on it without breaking your ankle on the sidelines. Josiah, God, Eugene, and then who am I forgetting?
Jerome Roberts?
Jerome, yeah.
LJ,
Roberts?
yeah, Jerome.
Yeah.
So the three of you. Are you guys still tight, the three of you guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, for sure. Especially Jerome. That's like my little brother.
So
you know, I used to pull up to his house and his mom would make me plates.
Oh.
All right. Now this is what I said, and I was met by, I won't tell you who, you'll probably figure out who. In an introduction to you in the podcast, I said, pound for pound, the hardest hitter to ever come out of the Hive is the kid we're talking to. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that, or do you?
No, I agree.
Pound for pound.
I agree with it.
There are guys that are bigger cats, but you were never. I never saw you make a business decision on the football field. As far as you like to hit people.
You just figured that out?
I'm just saying, listen, if you're 185 pounds and the back is 240, sometimes you figure out a way to chop the block low, but this kid will stick his nose in.
Well, I'll give you an example. You guys were playing Modern Day, and we were covering the game, and I asked Joyner, I said, how worried are you about Roderick Robinson? He goes, I'm not worried about him, I'm worried about Josiah Cox. So that should tell you.
So where does that come from?
Well, really just, how I was raised. I was raised with a single mom, wasn't really too wealthy or had a lot of money, I would say, growing up. So, I had to, get everything out the mud basically. And I don't know, just like I put all everything I went through and things like that into football. And that's just how it's always been. Like, I'm gonna make you feel me. I'm gonna make you feel everything, that I feel. So, that's why I like to bring the pain. And I don't know, I just step in between the lines and I feel like I just turn into a different person, so.
All right, answer my introduction though. Pound for pound, the toughest hitter to come out of Lincoln that isn't named Josiah Cox, who's second on my list? In your opinion?
Adrian Chargalaw.
All right, hey, I don't, what year was Adrian?
I remember the name, but I can't remember it.
What
You
year
don't remember Adrian Chargalaw?
Was he your year?
My buddy next door with the fists, with the cast that played with us.
So, yeah, I do remember playing with
Chargalaw, the one that came from Steel Canyon.
Yes, yeah, okay. Yes, he could play, huh?
Hitter, I'm not gonna lie, that boy will hit you. That's a hitter right there. I remember we've been playing since youth football. Obviously, a lot of people don't know that senior year. Like I kind of recruited all my boys. We all played together since youth football, and we made a dream team. So, like all of us played together since youth football, and he always used to be the hardest hitter. So.
Before I forget,
I'll still say I'm the hardest hitter, but I had to give him the second spot for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember that, thinking, boy, that kid's tough. Hey, do you have any pictures of him and you together, the two of you?
Yeah, I do. I actually do in the state champ, and not state championship, at Snapdragon when we won.
Can you send them to me?
Yes, sir.
You still have my cell phone, right?
Yes, sir.
Text them to me.
Right now?
No, not right. Just whenever. Whenever, after we're done, because I want to include this, I want to post this clip talking about the hardest hitters.
Good, boss.
So Jerome and who else do I have? Eugene. Okay, I have to get
You got that down there?
Yeah.
Hey, I know I joke about it all the time, but in high school you play for Bashif. Bashif notoriously just runs man all the time. Was it hard for you going to college, or you actually had to run some zone? Did you know how to do zone? Like your drops, everything, your spacing? Like...
I knew how to play zone because, Sheaf taught us how to play zone. That's one thing about Sheaf. He taught us how to do a lot of things. And then once we get to the game, he's like, you guys want to choke him out? Yes, we want to choke him out. And we just choke him out, And that part of the reason for that, too, was us. Like, we wanted to do that. We like, why are we going to play zone? We could match up all game and put 4 on 4 and just play football, So that was part of the reason why, he let us kind of insert a little bit of our own mind into the game plan, too. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of challenging, especially with Coach Ward. Coach Ward runs the NFL scheme. So, I just had to study the playbook, and that's all. Really.
Yeah, it's like spacing, the drops, everything. If you're not used to that, that's
really what threw me off was the terminology, like how they talked about everything. I'm hearing words and it sounded like a whole different dictionary. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. So I just had to put it in my terms, So like all you high school guys transitioning to college, like you guys hear all those terms that you like, oh wow, like that sounds insane. Like just change it to your own term and relate it to your own, meaning. And that's really what helped me big time.
Like when you're playing zone coverage, do you have an idea of who you're going to be responsible for as the offense comes to the line of scrimmage and they're moving around and everything? Is it just random you're covering this piece of turf, or do you have an idea that, hey, I know this guy is going to drag over the middle and he's going to be my responsibility at some point, he's going to be handed off to me? Talk about the intellectual side of running a zone defense.
Really, it's just you got to go through your pre-snap cadences. So you look at, look through the line of scrimmage, look at the quarterback, look at his eyes, look at the formation. That's where film comes in. Teams usually like to run the same concepts or same things out of certain formations. So that's where film comes in. You see the formation, then you could kind of expect, not guess what's coming, but try to expect what's coming. So you could expect, where you're going to end up or where he's going to end up, or how you're going to have to play the zone, because obviously certain zones you have like adjustable drops, like say it's two outs, out at 5 yards and out at 15 yards. You can't break right directly down on out at 5 yards because he's going to throw it right behind your head. So, just things like that, like just knowing film and just knowing just certain formations and just who their guys are and how the receivers like to run their routes or just play, Did
you get all that?
Yeah, I find it fascinating. I mean, and I always make fun of people who say, oh, you're just a dumb football player. I think playing football, tackle football, and the decisions that you have to make inside of a second, you're some of the smartest cats on the campus. My opinion.
Cats, I like that. We are. I remember our zone was just, you dropped to like one spot and stood there. And then you ran with the second man through the zone, or some second one through. But yeah, it's come a long way.
Well, and now, and there's so many, like at the NFL level, I mean, matchup zones and all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, I was going to say, really, it's not, a lot of colleges really, I'm not going to like spill the beans, but a lot of colleges really don't run regular zone anymore because it's beaters for every single coverage. So that's why a lot of the zones are match zones nowadays.
Yeah.
Hey, so tell us a little bit on the process from you go into the portal. Do you know you want to come to San Diego State, or you haven't made up your mind yet, or how does that work? You just decide you want to go somewhere?
Yeah, so when I entered the portal, I honestly didn't know I was going to go to San Diego State at all. The safety coach here that I had knew from high school had left. The only coach that really I had knew from here was Coach Sumner. So when I had entered the portal and stuff, me and Coach Sumner have a good bond. So, we chopped it up a little bit. He asked me if I would like to come home, Told him there's no place like home. Had a couple of options, but this is the place that I wanted to be, and this is the place that I feel that I was wanted. So I came back home to the city, the best city in the world.
Wait, hold up now. You're gonna make me a promise. You gonna stay here? Because I see you in the portal every year. You gonna stay San Diego State for the rest? you have been.
Cover for me. Yeah, I mean, well, that's my plan. I want to, stick it out here and go to the NFL from here, hopefully. So that's the plan.
How many years left do you have?
3.
3?
Yes, sir.
3. So you have 3. So you could conceivably be here for 3 years. We could have you in the podcast 3 more times, and then if the NFL 4 more times. Wow.
Yeah, don't make me buy season tickets and see you in the portal right after the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, because that's the crazy
thing.
thing. I mean, let's face it, the college game has gotten worse than the NFL game in that you almost have to recruit a whole new team every year. And
it is.
Leave it to your Uncle Paul here to ask the insensitive question, but when does money become a part of this conversation, or is money ever part of the conversation?
It is at all times. Like that's literally what football is nowadays, and it's kind of crazy because that's what a lot of the coaches talk about. Like it's kind of crazy that's just what it's come to. Like the guy plays good, you gotta pay it. If a guy plays good, he can bargain to stay or to leave, and that's what it is. Literally a money game. So it's like literally salary. Like you can literally look up like ranges of what position groups are getting paid what and what division. So like it's crazy. It's
so
really
that
crazy.
Information is out there on the web somewhere.
Yeah, you can look that up. A lot of people, like everyone's NIL evaluation is online. You can search up someone's name and search up how much they're worth or how much people think they're worth.
Is that on 3?
Yeah, on 3,
yeah.
24/7. Yeah, you can search up. Yeah, it's a lot of places.
Young man, I don't mean. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hate that. I hate that. That's what I mean. Listen, I'm happy for you, and I get it.
No, I understand.
But it's ruining football. It's ruined. Like I've lost interest in college football because the kid that you were going to be with for 4 years at a school is now going to be there for a season.
But then again, it's it's not all on us. 2 coaches leave.
Oh, absolutely.
Coaches, you could be committed to that's why a lot of people say nowadays like don't commit to the coach because coach you can go to a coach. Say I committed in January 1st. Say I committed January 1st yesterday or something, and shoot, the coach leaves after spring. I wasn't supposed to come to the school till after spring. And the coach leaves after spring, then it's like, oh, okay, I still have to go there, but my coach isn't there. I'm gonna be dealing with a whole another coach now, So it's different for sure.
I get that, and I don't mean to sound like a dinosaur. I completely
No, I'm not. Not at all.
I know you're not.
I'm just letting you know, like our side of it too. It's like okay,
absolutely, and I get that, and I find coaches to be the most hypocritical of all in this conversation. But my question to you is. You said to us that if you play better, your valuation goes up and you're worth more and you can fetch more. What do we call it? NIL money?
Yeah.
Or is it portal money? What do we call it?
Yes, sir.
Either.
All right. All right, so you can fetch more. Does the opposite work? If you have a down year or if the school finds somebody better that they want, can they just tell you to take a hike?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's no good either.
I don't think necessarily a team. Honestly, don't know what the rule is with cutting players because every team I've been on, I've never seen any player get cut, But I do know and that, you say I come in right now and say spring ball happens and I don't play how the coaches thought I was going to play. They're going to bring in another safety, Their job's on the line too at the end of the day. Their job's on the line too. So like the next man up.
Yeah.
Whether it's a guy behind them, whether it's a guy, 3 guys behind me, whether it's a guy in a portal or JUCO, so.
It's pro, yeah.
So then what do you say to your fellow Hive members who are coming up behind you, who back in the day they would have 20 scholarship opportunities, now
they don't
have none? I mean, they're the ones getting screwed in this.
They are. Well, I will say, my year coming out of high school was that was the year that all the portal stuff started with all the things where college coaches started going to the portal and started, just trying to take some guys' offers and going to the portal and getting some guys instead, older guys. So, I kind of deal with that too. I feel like I wasn't recruited, so, but if you have 0 offers, I will say, if you love the game and you really love the game, you can go to JUCO a year, 2 years, and get some outstanding filming, go D1 or D2. I honestly would have said if I didn't have any offers, I would have went JUCO. I would have went JUCO, and made it work. You get outstanding film. It don't matter where you are. You can go play anywhere in the world. I believe that, honestly. Like, Keontae Scott. I don't know if you guys remember Keontae Scott.
Sure, of course.
He went to what? He went to JUCO, went to Snow, all the way, far somewhere, cold, played football. He ain't getting paid, not getting paid, not getting anything special. He played football, worked his way up, and now he's in the SEC.
Let me ask you.
Well, that's how it works now. That's
Not
the
always.
new model. But that's the new model. That's the new dream. Get on the conveyor belt. Drop all your expectations. If you get an offer, take it. Get on the conveyor belt and let your ability to determine your value going forward.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, that's really what you're just gonna have to do, especially with the new rule with the control ruling and stuff like that. It's just hard. It's very hard.
So is it
a lot of guys coming back for another year? A lot of guys lost scholarships. A lot of guys were supposed to be this guy, and then another guy came back, so they're not that guy anymore. So it's hard.
So is it even for you? Because you said earlier, I mean, the fun part is your youth team. You build all your friends. You play with all your friends. I mean, that's the fun part about football. Now it's, there's 25, 30 new guys every year. You don't bond with anybody. It's because I know when I went pro, that's when football wasn't fun anymore. So is it even fun anymore, or is it just the business part now? Because you're not making any bonds. It's not 4 years.
So that's really like that, and that's what I like about here. That's what Coach Sean Lewis is trying to make a big impact on. He's like we need to become family. We need to make this a brotherhood. That's how we're gonna win, and I believe in that too. Also, because like every team I look at, and all the teams that my friends are from here, Keyshawn, like just all the guys that are winning, I asked them, like, how's your guys' brotherhood? Like, what do you guys do outside of football? And they all hang out outside of football. Everyone knows what each other's life is like outside of football. I feel like that's what helps make a great team, too, because you can't play with strangers. You can't trust the guy next to you if you don't know him. So, that's definitely a big thing that I feel like is going to help us this year.
Well, those are the coaches that are going to be worth their weight in gold. It's the coach that doesn't have the budget but can create the brotherhood that you're talking about for be it a year or 2 or 3 years. The coaches that have the personality, the magnetism, the authenticity
and then they jump for a bigger contract.
Well, but those are the coaches that are going to be the difference makers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't. But that's the problem. And then the coaches jump. Then they get a big contract, and then they jump. And it's just a cycle that goes over and over.
I'm going to make you a confession. I did not watch the national title game. I didn't watch a lick of it. That's how disinterested I've gotten in college football right now. I'm about the high school
the
game.
national championship game?
I did not watch the title game. And I can't, in my lifetime, I can't remember ever saying that. I just have, there's something about it now. It just,
You're so bitter.
I don't know if I'm bitter. I guess you know what it is when you get old, Josiah. You don't like seeing things that they change over time.
We're not going to watch Good Morning San Diego anymore because you get paid. He gets paid a lot of money. We ain't watching it anymore. That's what you're saying.
But it's not about that. It's Josiah. I apologize if I in any way upset you. I didn't mean. I have nothing.
Nah, you good, boss.
Yeah, you're one of my faves. So don't. Let's talk in 20 years' time and see how your opinions about the game have changed when you're in your 40s.
Yes, sir.
You'll be in a home by then. What are you talking about?
No, I'm already not happy with the rules. You should know I'm already not happy with all these rules.
So you kind of get where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen.
I want to hit somebody without being able to get penalized every time.
Right.
Yeah, those rules are bad.
It's flag football now.
You know?
It's terrible. What's really weird is when you go on YouTube and watch highlights from yesteryear and see how the game was played.
80s, 90s, yeah.
When you played.
Yeah.
I mean, it was felony assault on the court.
That's how. And that's I grew up watching those videos and looking at Brian Dawkins and all those guys. So that's why I feel like part of my game comes from too. I always like it's fun to me. Like that's yeah. It's fun.
Well, so let's talk about that, because now you have to have this little chip in the back of your skull saying, okay, I want to hit him as hard as I legally can, but can I risk doing this? So tell us about, because it's always that bang bang play over the middle where you know those little alligator arms go out to reach for the ball. Back in the day.
Oh, I'm not thinking. I'm honestly not thinking in that moment. Like if I get one of those, it's gonna happen.
And you'll take the penalty.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take the penalty. I hope I don't get in trouble, you know. But you know,
well, at least at the college game, you can't get fined yet.
Yeah, you know what? That's what's coming next.
In the NFL, if you hit somebody too hard, it's
All right, well, hey, we'll let you get to your game. We said 25 minutes. It's 25 minutes. Young man, I can't tell you how much it means to me that you would agree to do this. Before you get too deep into your day, I need photographs.
Of me in charge?
Please. As many as you got that are good. Here's how it's going to play out. I'm going to post all this up on our YouTube page, raw, and then I'm going to start clipping up bits. And the bits I'm going to do is pound for pound hitting, Moneyball and cutting players, talking a little bit about that, and then the trophy bit. So, and I got the trophy stuff from you running to go get it. So, young man, as always, it is a delight to speak with you. I look forward to our next face-to-face, and you're just a good egg, kid. I really like you.
Yes, sir. I like you too, Paul. And Bert.
Thanks, Josiah. I appreciate that. I like you too.
Yes, sir.
You want me to
Well, you
give
never
you
know.
a moment alone? I'll give you a moment alone. You two go. Go ahead.
PPR Podcast number 209 is over. Bye, Josiah. Be safe out there, okay? Bye. Turn off the machines.
All right, boss man. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Maybe you should do that clip too.